To the drive-thru. I'm your host Tony T. As we broadcast live here on Pick Dogs and Sports Chat Place YouTube channel throughout social media. We're going to get you out here before the top of the hour. Give you guys enough time to get those bets in for the primetime games. That's what we do here on the drive-thru Monday through Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Deliver those live for your picks. For the games beginning at 7 p.m. Eastern Time or later. And we got our cappers here. We'll introduce you to the cappers, and then we'll get right to the picks. We don't mess around here on the drive-thru. We get right to the picks. Let's introduce the cappers. We welcome, making his debut here on the drive-thru, away from near London, is our man Jack Wickens. Jack, how you doing?
I'm good, Tony. Thanks for having me on. It's an honour to be on the show with some of the best cappers in the world. So yeah, it's an honour of mine to be here. Cheers.
Absolutely. Cheers to Jack as well. Welcome here on the drive. Find him over at Pick Dogs. Wayne on Big Al. We'll say hello to Wayne. Wayne, what's happening?
What's going on, Tony? Just happy to be here. A good variety of sports today. Ready to break it down with the fellas tonight.
Absolutely. Say hello to Matt. Matt, what's going on?
Hey, Tony. How you doing, buddy? Yeah, happy Wednesday, everyone. Kind of a surreal day, post-election night. Not into politics much, but it's just kind of a surreal day. But yeah, things are good. A lot of sports going on now. And I would talk to you. Congratulations to your Dodgers, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah, the Dodgers. Congratulations. Yeah, it was a nice victory there. A little more too much talk from Kiki, but for the most part, wish he'd be a little more professional. But yeah, the Dodgers got it done.
Yeah.
But, you're telling me it's over, but they're already texting me for 2026 midterms. So, I mean, it never stops. It looks like it's never going to stop here. These guys want money. I don't even think it's going to the right people. I think it's going to somebody else's pocket, to tell you the truth. Let's say hello over to Rod. Rod, what's happening?
Not too much, Tony. Just digging into tomorrow's giant NHL card. So far during the day, quiet day for me here, but getting ready for the night action. I'm excited. Some good spots to make some money in tonight's games.
Yep, no doubt about that. So let's get this one underway. We'll get ready to roll here. We got action on Tuesday. It was all home dogs yesterday. Let's see if it changes. We'll get underway here with the game. So let's go ahead and bring up the odds in the board here. We got Ohio and Kent going head-to-head. Look at this line here now, all the way up to 20.5 from a rolling of 19. Total sits here at 53.5. And the other one on the schedule for tonight is going to be Northern Illinois and Western Michigan on tap here. And in that game, we see Northern Illinois now 2. Total sits here at 51.5. As we're ready to roll here with the action for a. Here we go. I think I had it right the first time there for action here for a Wednesday's action. So let's go ahead and let's get this rundown underway. We begin here with that.
Yeah, I'm looking at the first game, Northern Illinois, Western Michigan. Northern Illinois is coming off that big win over Notre Dame early in the season, but they lost 2 in a row now. And kind of a bad loss against Ball State, like one of the worst teams in the country. Western Michigan was one of the favorites coming in, and they're the only undefeated team right now in the MAC, and it's a good spot. And I think the fact that they're a home dog right now, it's a little surprising to me. So I like the short price with the Broncos at home tonight.
Broncos is there with Matt. We move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, I got a premium in that North Illinois game. So I'm gonna go with the Ohio versus Kent State game. And we look, both of these teams are 5-3 to the over in this one. Ohio, pretty strong rushing attack. Don't throw the ball much with Narvato, just averaging about 20 attempts per game. But defensively, they've been solid on the season. But they tend to slip up on the road a little bit, giving up some points. Kent State, terrible offensively, but over the last 4, they've able to muster up about 23 points per game. On the defensive side, Kent State is horrible, giving up 46 points per game. I like the over. I think Ohio can get there close to themselves, and even if not, like I said, Kent State over the last 4, they've been able to move the ball a little bit better in conference, and I think 42 now at 43.5. I see why the line is moving that way. I think we can get the over pretty easily in this game.
Yeah, this is an update on the weather on both games. Seems to be identical here. Light wind is not going to have the winds. It looks like a low percentage of chance of rain, just 9%. So it looks like the conditions pretty much ideal tonight in the action. We move on over to Jack.
Yeah, pretty similar to what Matt said with this Michigan Illinois game. I just have to take Western Michigan on the money line here. The fact that they're the home dog in a three game win streak or 4-game win streak, 3-game home win streak is something I just can't turn down. And as Matt said as well, Northern Illinois losing to Ball State, and they were trailing that whole game. They were never ahead. So yeah, I just have to take Western Michigan in that one. And then in the Ohio-Kent State game, I have to take the Ohio spread. They absolutely destroyed Buffalo last game, Ohio. And if they can do that to Ohio, then there's no reason why they can't do that to Kent State.
Yep, no doubt about that one. On over to Rod.
Yeah, I gotta agree. Gotta go with Ohio here, and in this one, look what they've been doing. They've been averaging 31 points per game in action this season. And the difference is also that Kent State been giving up 42 points per game in the action they played this season, and I can see Ohio easily getting to 42 points, maybe even more than that in this game. And you look, Kent State will throw in a couple of themselves because Ohio does give up some points. They're giving up about 20 points a game in the few action games we've seen them play this season. So I like Wayne's over, and I also got to go with Ohio to lay the 20.5. I think they easily win by 3 touchdowns plus there in that one. And then you're looking at the other one, Western Michigan there. It's basically offense versus a better defense, and then a so-so offense versus a really bad defense. Because that Western Michigan defense is not, or the Broncos, they're not good on defense. So that's why Ball State won. Ball State, I don't know what happened in that game. I guess it's one of those blip games that sometimes Northern Illinois can have. You have one of those blip games because their defense is pretty good. So the Broncos scoring points is going to be tough there in that game. I think Northern Illinois might have been looking ahead that last game and let Ball State get a little bit close. We're looking ahead to this one. So for me, it's the home dog, though. I like the offense, what we've seen from the Broncos. So I got to go with the offense and the Broncos there to get the job done. What's going to be a good game? I think that comes down to who's got the ball last. And I'm going to go with the offense to get the job done against that defense, because if you can give that much up to Ball State, I think you can give that much up to the Broncos here in this one.
They're from Rod. All right, Big Al, we can't find them anywhere. I'll tell you what I think about these games here. Yeah, I'm going to look at the defensive side. I'm always leaning to defense here in Northern Illinois. Western Michigan just defending poorly here in the MAC, giving 4 yards per run, but 291 yards passing, nearly 9 yards per pass step. I think Northern Illinois able to mix the run and the pass in these ideal throwing conditions tonight. Look there at them and at Northern Illinois. Also here, I'm going to go ahead and lay it here, as you said here, with Benny said here with Ohio. This Kent team not very good this year. 2-8 the spread at home against the MAC conference. They really struggled offensively. They're only completing 43% of their passes. You're playing a lot of MAC teams. 43% of your passes is pretty bad. And, oh boy, defensive just as worse, right? 5.5 yards a carry, 8.2 yards pass up. That's against MAC defenses. These numbers are horrid. I'll go ahead and lay it here with Ohio. Let's continue here on the drive-through. As you're ready to switch gears, we move on over to the NBA 12-game card as we return back to action here. And we will take a look at we'll do it in blocks of 2. It is the NBA, so we'll begin here with the Magic and Pacers here. Pacers going to be laying 5.5, total 227.5. Then we move on over to the Pistons and Hornets. Hornets a point favorite here. Total sits here at 223, and we get it underway here with Matt.
Yeah, for these two games, I'm looking at the Orlando-Indiana game. Indiana, started the season pretty poor. They've sort of turned things around. They had a big win over Boston. Then they're coming off that big win at Dallas last time out. I think they're clearly a better team right now. They're kind of getting back together. And, Orlando, I think it's a short where they're winding up with, Picaro out. Like, he's going to be gone for a couple months or so. That's a big loss. They've lost, 4 in a row now? 3 of which have been with him out of the lineup. So I think we get a good price with the Indiana here, who's, this is only their 3rd home game on the season after playing, 5 road games to begin. So, yeah, I like the Pacers here late on 5.5.
They're from Matt, just to let you know on the injuries here. Boncaro out, Carter also out for Orlando, Nesmith out for Indiana. We're still waiting word on Nembhard, still questionable there in that one. Ball questionable now for Charlotte, so Ball questionable now on the injury report for the Charlotte. This one I think might have been a later addition. So let's move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, I got two plays for you guys in this Orlando's Pacers game. Go ahead and take the Magic plus the points first half. I think they come out first half scrappy. I do think the Pacers end up winning the game, but I like the over in this game. I know Magic have been struggling to score. They haven't been hitting their threes lately, but I think they kind of open things up and get back on the right track. They typically have kind of higher score games, trying to keep up with the fast-paced Pacers. And we know the Pacers known to play a little bit more defense, but still not known as a defensive squad. Like I said, they push the pace, have a solid bench, and they can they have a couple different microwaves on that team, guys that can score 20 at will. So I'm gonna take the over, and I like the Magic with the points first half. In the Detroit Charlotte game, I'm on Detroit in this one. Just a solid rebounding team, one of the better rebounding teams. I like the momentum Detroit has been playing with as of lately. I like the depth from Detroit. They've been playing balanced basketball, getting good production on the offense and defensive side. And Charlotte, they're missing both of their big men, Mark Richardson and Mark Williams and Richardson. And I just don't think it bodes well for a scrappy team like Detroit, who can score in the paint pretty easily and collect rebounds when you're not scoring well. So give me Detroit in that one.
There, from ball will be a game time decision with soreness in that surgically repaired ankle. So there's going to be a lot of alarms are ringing there in that one. You're going to be careful with the ball. We move on over to Jack.
Yeah, I have a play in both games. I think Pacers spread is the best play for that game. Orlando are just struggling so bad on the road right now. They haven't covered in their last 3 games. They've lost by an absolute mile in their last 2 against the Thunder and the Mavs. And Pacers are finding their groove now. So I think if you're getting Pacers minus 5.5, I think you're kind of silly to not take it personally. In the Charlotte Hornets Pistons game, I had the over, but if Lonzo could be out, then that is a bit of an issue. I mean, if the Melo Ball's out, then I have to go with Detroit Pistons, but I don't know what the line's going to be. I don't know what the odds are going to be with that. I guess you probably have to make your decision soon, and you're kind of taking a gamble whether he plays or not in the game time decision.
Yeah, it looks like game time decision here. Probably we'll find out more about that in warm-ups here, and we're probably hitting the warm-ups pretty soon with this game with the next half hour or so. We move on over to Rod.
Yeah, for me, the only one I like at this time slot is the Pacers here in this spot. I think you think the Pacers to pound the Magic in this one. It's also a revenge spot. The Magic did get the Pacers earlier this season. It was a 119-115, and your man who scored 50 in that game isn't in this game. So you take his 50 points of scoring in that game 1, and how many points do you end up left with for the Magic? Not enough to cover the spread, even at 5, even at 10, even at minus 15. I think you might be able to take, as our buddy Jovan might say, take the extendo on the Pacers tonight. The Magic just try when it's tough when you get injured, trying to get next man up, and we've seen the Magic have struggled. But when he's in there and healthy, watch out for this Magic team. I think it's just a triple off spot. I'm going to take a first quarter, first half full game. For me, all Pacers all day, right from opening tip-off for me.
There from Rod. Tell you what I think about these games. I'm going to go ahead and take the Pistons at the plus point here. I know it's only 1. They're favored 1, but Charlotte 0-6 to the spread as a home favorite. Pistons 10-5 to the spread on the road against losing teams. And it's I think it was Wayne that brought up, the Pistons' best rebounding team here in the NBA percentage-wise, based on the number of loose balls. They are pulling them down there. And Hornets' defense has just been horrible here, allowing 49% shooting overall. In that one, I'm going to go ahead and lay it with Indiana. I ran the numbers here in the last 3 games without Paolo Banchero in the lineup for Orlando. In those 3 games, the Magic would sit last in offensive efficiency as they're scoring just under 93 points per 100 possessions, a minus 16 net rating for Orlando without Banchero in the lineup. That's horrid. And of course, the combination of things here, Pacers starting to get hot again, hitting now 40% from 3. They picked that up. So I'll look at Indiana in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru as we get ready for the next couple of games here from this NBA card. And the next set of games will be Warriors and Celtics here. We see the Celtics 6.5, total 228.5. Knicks and the Hawks. Knicks now 7, total 226. We get it underway here with Matt.
Yeah, looking at the Golden State Boston game. Golden State has to be probably one of the big surprises in the early NBA season. 6-1, first season without Klay Thompson. But Boston's Boston, and they're back home after 4 road games, and they lost the 1 game so far this season, which was a little bit of a shocker. But it was against Indiana, who's playing better now. But I think we got a good price here. Jaylen Brown is out, and if he was in, I don't know what this line would be. I don't think it would be much more. I think they're in a great spot here. Like Golden State, number 1 in the NBA in offensive efficiency, number 1 in defensive efficiency as of 2 days ago. It's like
we have some news breaking. We have some news breaking in this game. We can now confirm backup guard Brandon Podziemski out of this game from an illness. So add him to the out list here for Golden State. Just breaking right now.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I like Boston in the spot. Coming back home after being on the road for over a week, I think they get it done at home. When Steph Curry comes to town, you just want to roll him. You want to win by margin, and I think that's what's going to happen here.
All right, there from Matt. So we get the late word here on the backup point guard Podziemski out. He had an illness and now moved out. Cameron Payne now out, confirmed for the Knicks. And for the Hawks, Bogdanovich, Bufkin, Hunter, Krejci, and Zell are out, the usual guys that we've seen on the injury report all season long. Yeah. So let's continue on here. We move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, it's I can't lay this many points with Boston without Brown in the lineup. Golden State's been playing very well, and they've been doing it on both sides of the ball. This Golden State bench really carries them. They have a lot of depth with this young talent off the bench. I like to call them microwave guys. They got a couple guys, yes, as Tony just mentioned, Pugnowski out, but they got Moses Moody. They got Gary. These are solid guys. The guys have been contributing not only on the defensive side, but can put up points, 10, 15 points. You still got Clay and Draymond running the show. Wiggins. I can go all day. These guys are they're not 6-1 by accident. And you're giving them this many points against a Boston team who's missing their top 2 players outside of Tatum. Yeah, I'm going to roll with Golden State. I'm going to take the points there. Knicks-Atlanta game, this is probably one of the hardest games for me personally on this card. I'm going to have to go with the over. I don't love the Knicks bench, but I do think they can find some scoring. If the Knicks bench can't get no scoring against this Atlanta team, they're not going to be able to score all season. On the other side of that, I do like Atlanta's starting unit. They have a lot of injuries. But I think there's enough back and forth for this game to get right over there 226.
Yeah, from Wayne. Next up, we move on over to Jack.
Yeah, I've got 3 picks in my package today, and the Hawks is one of them. So I'll leave that one. But what I can say with this Celtics game is, yes, Brown is out, but it probably just means Jason Tatum's going to get the ball a lot more. And the way he's playing this season, it doesn't matter if you double team him, you're in his face, he's just draining threes like there's no tomorrow. And, the Celtics didn't have Brown in that game against Atlanta in their last game. And they covered by an absolute mile. It was -9.5 line. They won by 30. So, yeah, and Curry, obviously he's coming off his injury, played in their last game, but I still don't think he's putting up anywhere near as much points as people will probably expect him to. He's certainly on the decline now, with all due respect, and yeah, I just think the fact that we're getting this line on the Celtics is a bit of a steal for me, so if you want a free pick, that's where it is.
There from Jack, we'll move on right over to Ron.
And for me in these two, I like one spot here. I'm going to take the over in the first half between the Knicks and the Atlanta Hawks. You look at both these teams, both teams off of upset beatdowns in games. So they're both going to look out to in that first half to get a good start in this game on scoring at a high pace. And we know they don't play a whole lot of defense there. So it's up to 115.5, 116 in spots. I like the over first half in these ones. I have a trend. Both these teams off of beatdown losses. New York 31-9 to the over in the first half. Atlanta 30-10 to the over in the first half when they get beat down by 20 or more points. So give me the over first half. New York, Atlanta, in that one tonight.
All right, I'll tell you what I think about these games. Rod likes the over first half. I'm just going to say over a whole game. Over a whole game in this one. The Knicks and the Hawks in this one. And the reason for that, I know the Knicks play at the we got two of the extremes here. Hawks play at a fast-paced. Knicks, I believe, is the slowest pace in the league. But I will say this. When you face a bad defensive team that gives you a lot of space on the court, you pick up your pace, right? You pick up your pace. So I really think New York is going to be will have a faster pace in the spot against a team that gives you space on the court. And if you're a point guard, you know that you're the guards, and you know you're facing a bad defensive team. You're not going to play. You're not going to slow it down at all. Because why would you want to let this team? Why would you want to let the opposing defense set up? These guys are confused and playing defense. So I'll look for the over in that spot. New York against these bad defensive teams, they've gone 9-7 over the total on the road against teams giving up 116 points per game or greater. Hawks 13-5 the over as a home dog, so I'll look at the over in that spot. All right, let's continue here on the drive-thru. Let's get ready for the next series of games here from this NBA card, and we're ready to roll here with the next two here. We've got Lakers and Grizzlies here. Grizzlies laying 1, total 232. We've got the Spurs and the Rockets. The Rockets here 6.5, total 215. Let's take a look here on Anthony Davis's status because he's been on the injury report. When is he not on the injury report? Well, let's just see what it says today, right? We've got Davis still questionable. Hachimura shows up as questionable. Here's a later edition here. Those you don't like those late ones up there. Of course, we know it's a laundry list here for Memphis. Pretty much the same. Bane, Gigi, Smart, Spencer Williams. Kennard now moved up to questionable, so we'll see. We got to wait around to game time to find out about these Lakers here. Davis, Hachimura, the two that hit the questionable list, but Hachimura was a late addition here. So let's get it underway here with Matt.
Yeah, Spurs Rockets. I think if you want to play this game, I think it's the Rockets, but it's a line where I don't like it. It seems way too high, so I'm definitely going to pass that game. And as far as the Lakers. Risco, Anthony Davis on the injury list. He's on every game pretty much. I'm surprised.
You're on mute there. You went to mute, Matt. We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
I think they have a good matchup here at home. Get the points. Lakers public team. Their number gets shaded because of it. So yeah, I like Memphis in the spot.
Memphis in that spot. All right, let's move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, I'm with Matt in both of those games. Definitely like Houston at home in this spot against San Antonio, especially with guys like Sochan and Vassell and Jones. Vassell, very good scorer, actually, between 15 and 20 points missing. Sochan, a rebounder. He actually plays point guard. He brings the ball up court, good distributor, sets the offense. Key guys like that missing, and Houston starting to get it going. I always love the depth for Houston, and we just know how they play at home. They get busy. So we're going to lay those 6.5 against Houston and hometown rival. And Memphis. Oh, yeah, Memphis versus the Lakers. It's a game where the line's kind of telling me everything. And I like Memphis here. Their depth doesn't worry me. They have a lot of solid pieces. They do one of the best jobs finding players, and I do not like the Lakers bench. The way the Lakers bench is playing, that's one of the main things that is killing me right now. Is the Lakers bench. I do think that Memphis can take advantage inside from guys that are starting like Edey and guys off the bench like Huff. Especially if Anthony Davis plays, even if Anthony Davis does play, I just like Memphis in this spot. Nice spot play for Memphis. Favorite for a reason. We're going to ride them.
Yeah, Hachimura is dealing with an illness, and you always worry about that. Will it spread in the locker room, spread to players? They didn't say exactly what the illness was. Is it contagious or not? We don't know. That's the question mark there. We'd like to know if it's a contagious illness, because if it is, then he's not playing. But we'll find out later. So here's the word on Anthony Davis. ESPN McMahon is there with the team. He said that Davis participated in the shoot-around. He was able to get some shots up with ease. He appeared to be moving well. But Lakers are going to see how he feels after warm-ups when there's a decision on his status. All right, let's continue on. We move on over to Jack.
Yeah, I've got a premium in the Grizz-Lakers game today, so again, I won't touch on that one. But one thing I do want to say is that AD's going to be on that injury report for probably 75% of the season. Like you said, Tony, when is he never on the injury report? He's just one of those guys. I think that he's just made out of cardboard. I don't know. But in the Texas rivalry with Houston San Antonio game, I think I have to take the over in this game. I know they've already played twice this season. It went over this total once, or actually hit bang on the total once, and then under this total the second time. But that second game where it did go under, Wemby had like a horrible game. And Wemby, honestly, this over relies heavily on Wemby performing, to an average standard. If he's going to put out like a D tier performance, this is not going over. But with, Vassell and Sohan out, I think he has no choice but to have a good game. And I think CP3 is going to, use the pick and roll a lot more, and Wemby's going to get the ball in his hands under the hoop and around the hoop a lot more time. So I think if they do that, then this one goes over.
Can I add Trey Jones to the injury? He was a double-digit scorer last year, but he's only played in one game, so Trey Jones out in this one for San Antonio. We move on over to Rod.
Yeah, and for me in that one, I'm going to go with the under. We've seen that first game hit right on this number, 215, and then the last one was 106, 101. I think we see the same type of game here in this one. Houston definitely wants the revenge from the last game, but I'd have to leave the Spurs plus the 6.5. I think they keep it close. Those are the first to 100 wins. Give me the under in that one for sure. With those guys out, it's going to be even lower scoring than what we see in the 106 to 101. So yeah, give me the under there in that one. And then looking at the other one in this spot,
Lakers,
Memphis, right?
Yeah.
Give me the over. I think both teams. Lakers 4-3 to the over. Memphis 5-3 to the over. 232. Yeah, that's why it's set so high. I think we get into the 240s in that one. Give me the over there.
Yeah, I'll tell you what I think here about these games. Yeah, I'm going to look under in that Rockets Spurs game. These are two teams that play very slow pace. Rockets play the second slowest pace, and the Spurs the fifth slowest. And these are teams that really struggle shooting the basketball. Spurs on the road 30% from three. Houston at home 32% from three, 42% overall, but they do defend well. So I'll look there at the under. Lakers and Memphis. Earlier on, I was looking at the Lakers side, but now with this injury to Hachimura is the one that worries me the most, because anytime the Lakers lose somebody off the court, that means inefficient, ineffective bench guy comes in, right? I mean, because the bench, Lakers have probably the worst. Lakers have probably the worst bench in the NBA. I mean, really, when I look at the box scores every day, and it has been like this since game one. You look at the scoring; it's all top heavy. All the starters scoring, the bench guy is doing very little. I don't know why suddenly everybody figured this out. Huh?
I just said, preach, Tony. I hope they listening. That is very. I'm dead. I 100% agree with that. Lakers bench is trash. I just can't get there.
And I don't know why it took when they lost to the Pistons to figure that out. All you have to do is look at the box. Since game one, it's been like that. It's all top heavy, nothing from the bench. So Hachimura out. This will be an in-game, no doubt. If he's out, if Davis or Hachimura out, you play Memphis, because you cannot replace their scoring. The Lakers are incapable of replacing anybody that is injured on their team, because they don't have any good quality players on that bench. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. We get ready for the next couple of games here on this 12-game card from the NBA. So we're ready to move forward here with let's see, got my card ready. Here we go. We got Cavaliers, Pelicans. Cavaliers now 7, total 224.5. Bulls and Mavericks. The Mavericks 9.5, total 237. We get a start here with Matt.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my AirPods died on me. So we're in the Cleveland Rolls. I like the Rolls in the spot. I know Zion's out. Cleveland 7-0, one of only two undefeated teams. I think they're way overpriced in this spot. I like New Orleans. They 2-6 against the spread so far. They haven't been getting it done, but I just think this line is way too long for Cleveland, who's like I said, one of the best teams in the NBA right now. But I think it's too big of a line. I like New Orleans in the spot.
There from Matt, just looking at this injuries here. Yeah, we got Jones, McCullum, Murphy, Murray still out. These are guys that are rotational. I'm showing here. Wow, look at this. Questionable. Alvarado, Hawkins, Williamson. I know. Was it an illness Williamson had? Is this thing spreading? He was at practice today with a thigh issue. Participated in the shoot around. Still not sure yet. But my goodness, these are guys that get minutes here. Alvarado and Hawkins get minutes. My goodness, this is 8 rotational guys out. What did Alvarado do today? He was a late addition after the injury, after the shoot around, so that's a very bad sign there. Yeah, Pelicans really could be some G guys in there tonight. Let's move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, that Cleveland, New Orleans, just because basically what Tony says, a lot of guys, and even with these guys, some of those guys ended up, if they do end up playing, I like the under here. I just don't like what I've seen offensively for New Orleans. They do have a defensive mentality type team. Yeah, they haven't been playing it that well, but going against a Cleveland team, they can score in spots, but mainly they want to play a defensive type style game. I think we see some scrappiness here. I think we see this one going under the posted total. And Chicago versus Dallas. I like Chicago. Just way too many points. Chicago tends to play the better teams well when you're getting these points with them. Anytime I see Chicago getting 7+, I like to look their way. They have a deeper bench than people like to give them credit for, and their starters have been playing well. So you get Kobe White running this offense. He can make any team out there look a little silly. And this is a Dallas team that's missing P.J. Washington and maybe missing Lively tonight. Too offensive heavy for me. Give me Chicago in the 9.5.
All right, we got some breaking news here. Davis out for LA. We see now Memphis moving up to 4 in this game, so this one is out. I'm conflicting here. Some of the chats that Drew. I'm showing Rui upgraded to probable. Not sure yet. We'll still wait for that. Again, he's got an illness, and these coaches are very nervous about playing. Having players around the locker room when they're dealing with illness. But we can now confirm that Davis is out for LA. That line's moving to 4. 3.5 in some places, so that's how it looks there. LA and Memphis. We're still waiting on word on Hachimura in that one. Not sure yet on Rui's status. So we move on over to Jack.
First game I'll touch on here is Cleveland. Look, if you were told at the start of the season there'd be 7-0 now, 8-0 now, no one would have believed you. They are just playing insane. They're not the back-to-back, but the back-to-back games against the Bucks, beating them both times. Yeah, the Bucks haven't been playing great, but they've found, the win late. So, look, that gives me enough hope for them to get the cover here against a Pels team that just aren't looking like they're going to have Zion tonight. And I think the line is pretty disrespectful to the way the Cavs are playing right now, so that one's a free one. And then in the Dallas-Chicago game, I'm kind of sitting with Wayne here. I think you have to take Chicago Bulls on the points. Mavs at home have just been like one of the most inconsistent teams this season. They either put out an absolute blinding game or they just don't show up at all. So I think Chicago, they've ground out these games. They haven't got the best record, but they've in their losses, they've come close. So, look, I'm not saying Chicago are going to go and win this game, but I think they keep it close enough to cover.
Yeah, from Jack. Next, we move on over to Ron.
And for me in this spot, in the spot, I got to agree. I think you just got to keep riding Cleveland against the Pelicans, who have a laundry list of injuries. Who's going out? Who's playing? I think they've taken a roll call of anybody on the streets. Anybody on the street. The only guy
playing is the guy on a contract here. The only guy playing is Ingram. The guy on the contract is the only one playing.
Ingram, I'll play. I can play 2 spots tonight, right? Yeah. Just like in hockey, you're going to get the Zamboni driver in there somewhere for the Pelicans tonight, trying to get a couple minutes. So, I think you just keep riding Cleveland there in that one. And I don't trust the Bulls. I just can't do it. You lost to Utah. You lost to Utah. How did you lose to Utah? Utah's easily the worst team in the NBA so far to start the season. And you lost to them.
Well,
And now you're gonna go to
they
Dallas?
weren't. Utah's number 30th in offensive efficiency. Chicago's 29th. These were the two worst offenses we have been going head to head.
Exactly, right?
That's what it was.
Exactly. So it's one of the, for me, it's just one of these get right spots. Dallas off an upset loss to the Pacers. They're just one of those bounce back spots here for me. I'm going to take Dallas. I think the extendo is in order here in this one. Dallas by 15. They pound down the Bulls. I don't trust the Bulls on the road at all. I don't trust the Bulls at all, period. Forget it. After you lose to the Jazz, no thanks. I'll take Dallas, lay the points in that one. Big.
Yeah, from Rod, I was saying what I like about these games. The Cavaliers and Pelicans. These aren't the Pelicans. These are the Brandon Ingrams. So it's Ingrams and the G League from the Pelicans going head to head. And this one, 7 rotational guys out. No, thank you there. Look at Cleveland in that spot. Bulls and Mavs. I'm looking at this total. I'm still. It was 236 and a half. And now it's 237. These are the Chicago Bulls, guys. They can't shoot. I don't know how you can make this total 237. I get it. They played at a fast pace. They're going to face some resistance here from the Dallas Mavericks, who are playing very good defense. So Chicago with resistance, you're not going to get that total. You're just not going to get that total against the number 29th team in offensive efficiency here, guys. Okay, I get it. They played at a fast pace, but again, they're not going to have the space to play fast against Dallas. That's where it comes down to. Dallas is defending right now. Dallas 7-2, the under when favored at home by 10 or greater points. And we'll look here for Chicago here and Dallas under total in that one. All right, let's continue here on the drive-throughs. Get ready for the next series of games from this NBA card, 12-game card tonight. And we will deliver picks from the following games right here. Thunder and Nuggets. Thunder 7, total 224. Heat and the Suns. Suns 5, total 223. We get this one underway here with Matt, if he's with us still. Matt is on frozen mode. All right, he's got to defrost that camera. Next up, we move on over to Wayne.
Yeah, first of all, I'll give a little round of applause for the Thunder. Starting off this season outstanding. But anytime you come on ESPN and they start boasting and bragging about how you're undefeated and you've beaten teams by 10, 15 plus, first team to do it, it's time to kind of start looking the other way. It's going to be a pretty public heavy game. Can they come out here and blow the Nuggets out? Yes, indeed. They definitely do have the squad to do it. Will they? I don't think so. Even with the Nuggets injuries, why is this line 7? No Murray. We know the Nuggets, as Jay has phrased, go stupid, dummy, crazy at home. They're just a very solid team at home. Tough place to play. And the best player on the floor is still on the Nuggets. So give me a boatload of points. With a Nuggets team, who some of these players have underperformed, but they do have some guys who I think will start playing better in Braun and Watson. Give me the Nuggets there with the points. And what was that? What was the next game, Tony?
We had Heat Suns.
Heat Suns, yeah, there we go. Suns, I'm gonna give them a little credit too. Squeaking out wins, but having a good record with 6-1, I believe. But this Miami team is not playing up to their potential, but I think they can cover this spread and make it tough for the Suns here. Getting 5.5, 6 points with a team, I feel like with a roster in Miami Heat that's just as good as the Suns in a different way. Maybe not as much scoring, but defensively, big man Bam Adebayo, strong. And I like the bench for the Miami a lot more. You're going to give me a team who needs to start getting back on the right track, 6 points. I'm going to ride with the Heat in that one.
Definitely. We can now confirm that Nembhard is in the starting lineup here for Indiana. Nembhard in for Indiana. Rui out. Rui is out for LA. So both Davis and Rui out for LA tonight here against Memphis. Two scorers off here for a team that has no bench. All right, let's continue on. Let's move on over
I'll take the under. Give me the under in that one. All my scoring went away. There's no chance. I bet you that number dropped too. See, it's still 232.
Number's 4.5.
Quick,
4.5.
quick, take the under. Quick, bet it now. Run to the window.
It's going up from 229.5. There we go. Maybe the defensive. No defensive presence there from.
Probably
from Davis, and Rui can play.
Who's scoring though?
You lose. That's right. That's right. You lose defense.
Scoring?
Memphis. That's right. No
Who's
scoring.
that Boney guy on the ice?
We're looking for 50 there from LeBron. We'll see. We'll see a 40-year-old guy try to carry the team.
50 from LeBron tonight, maybe.
Yeah. Maybe if this was 2004, maybe with LeBron. I don't know, 2024 LeBron. All right, we'll move on over to Jack.
Yeah, I thought just to touch on, I've just jumped on that news of AD fast. I've literally just taken LeBron over 23 points. I just, like Rod said, where the hell are the points going to come from for the Lakers? Russell's not hitting threes. Reeves isn't hitting threes right now, so I think it has to come from Bron. Anyway, back on track. OKC Denver. Denver had a really weird start to the season, a bit similar to the Bucks. Just weren't scoring, but they're starting to score now. And OKC, they have been winning games easily, but they've not been scoring a lot, and their defense has been pretty solid. And it's a really close line. So, but I mean, this is a lean. It's certainly not my best pick on the drive-through today, but I would lean towards the under, just because that OKC defense in that one. And I'm taking the exact same in the Miami Phoenix Suns game. Everyone knows how good Spoelstra's been defensively minded for I don't even know how many years, pretty much my whole lifetime, and I'm 27. So, yeah, he are so good at defending. You've got Durant, Bill, Booker on the other side, but again, Booker isn't putting up as many points as you'd like to usually see from him in previous years. So I think the under's pretty safe on that one.
There from Jack, just update here. Miami Hawkheads and Love out for Miami. Beal probable. He did play the last game there, so I got you caught up on those one. Murray and Gordon out for Denver still, and the usual 4 out still for this OKC team. We move on over to Rock.
Yeah, you look at that OKC taking on Denver game, and sure, the Nuggets have been increased their scoring, but look who they played over their last 5 to increase that scoring. A couple games against the Raptors, once against the Jazz, once against Brooklyn. 4 games out of the 5 that are trash teams that are definitely giving up the points. So added their numbers there over the last 5. Have these Nuggets. For me, it's OKC or nothing there in that one. I think they win by 10 plus there in that one. Look at what OKC's been doing. It's just, for me, it's just bet against home dogs of 3.5 to 9.5 off a close win at home. Dating way back 97, 32-8 is okay. So is fading the home dog there in that one. And then also I like the under there as well. You look at teams with the totals that's equal to or greater than 220 off of 6 or more consecutive wins. The under is 29-7 in that one. So Denver missing guys. I like the under there in that one as well. So give me OKC, lay the points on the under. Same game parlay in that one tonight.
Rod, I'll tell you about that one. Yes, I agree. They're under in OKC and Denver in this spot. OKC, the way they're playing defense, they're making the pros look like college players. These are the numbers you see with good defensive teams in college, allowing teams at 39% shooting, 28% from 3. That's like UConn-style defense the way they're playing right now. Denver at home struggling shooting the basketball, although they are defending well, holding teams at 30% from 3. And OKC, not a very good three-point shooting team, just 31% from beyond the arc. I'll go there. And in this one here with the Heat and Suns, it looks like Beal may be coming back. I'll lean there to the Suns in that spot. All right, let's continue here, especially at full health. Let's continue here on the drive-thru as you're ready to close out the NBA 12-game card for tonight. So we'll get the odds screen up for you right now. These are the games that we'll be covering here to close out this NBA tonight. We've got 76ers Clippers. Clippers laying a 1.5 total, 214.5. And of course, Rod's Raptors continue on their road trip out west at the Kings. Kings 11, total 238. We get it underway here with, well, Matt's still frozen. We move it on over to Wade.
Yeah, and that Kings Raptors game, kind of like this OKC Nuggets game. I'm just kind of fading the hype. I understand how good the Raptors have been when it comes to covering the spread. They've still got a lot of guys on that injury, and it's only a matter of time before it catches up with them. I think it catches up with them here. Kings team that is still a solid team. We've yet to see them breakout since getting DeRozan, but I think here in this game we get a light the beam game and they come out and crush the Raptors. They get their old point guard back, Mitchell, who couldn't find air on the court when he played for the Kings just because of how good the guards are coming. I think he will try to go off, but I just don't think it'll be enough. That line's 11 for a reason. I think the Kings cover that pretty easy, and love the Clippers' depth. I will say that, but it's only a matter of time before a James Harden led team just starts getting pounded, and I'm fading the Clippers just off of that. I like the other side.
We got Wayne here on the Sixers in that one. All right, we move on over to Jack.
Yeah, got premium in the Clippers game, so I won't touch on that one. But the Raptors Kings game, I think it's a really interesting one because the Raptors beat the Kings not too long ago last week, but I think it was just a pure overtime fluke, if I'm honest. No disrespect to Toronto, but you're not going to see the Kings losing OT to teams like Raptors that frequently this season. And the way DeRozan is playing this season, walking into this Kings offense has been like everything that Sacramento would have wanted and more. I'm conflicted a little bit, but I'm looking at the Kings team total here. It's currently, just 1 second. It's currently 125.5. So the Kings, I think, could go over this total pretty easily, knowing how bad this Raptors defense is. So yeah, I'm going with the over team total 125.5 with the Kings.
There we go from Jack. Yeah, that was a back-to-back spot for both teams because Toronto just came off that miracle cover against the Lakers, so that spot there was a double back-to-back on both sides. And this one, I'm going to be looking here at the Clippers laying the 1 in this spot. Philadelphia has struggled offensively. I know George is back in the lineup, but they've struggled on the net rating here, minus 7.5 on the net rating for the year. The Clippers can defend, but I really think the difference here is the rebounding. Philadelphia is the worst rebounding team percentage-wise in the NBA. Clippers are the 5th best. So give me the team that can rebound against the one that can't, only laying 1 at home. I'll take LA in that spot. This, for me, is a spot play here on the Toronto Raptors here with Sacramento here. Terrible team off a home game after a road trip, terrible. When they're on road games, road trips of 3 or greater, their first game home, 1-7 to the spread. That's usually a bad spot, first home game after a long road trip. So I'll look here at Toronto taking those points here against a Sacramento team just coming home off a road trip. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. We got you through this. Through
the over there.
The over? You like the over on that one too? Okay.
I like the over in the Raptors spot there. You look at teams, the teams that are avenging a loss, straight up loss because they lost to the Raptors, right?
Yep. That was back-to-back.
Yeah, they lost in that one, right? And when the total's equal to or greater than 220, and you're a favorite of 7 or more when you're trying to avenge that loss, the over is 27-4. Give us the over Raptors and Sacramento tonight. Track meet in that one well over the total. No defense played there.
Yeah, from Arad. All right, now it's time for college basketball. This time of the year, probably around when we get to Army Navy, we'll do the time talk. We're just going to ask the cappers to give us what they got from college hoops. So in this segment, we'll begin here with Matt Still, Frozen State. Over to Wayne. Give us what you got, college hoops.
Yeah, we're gonna look at this. We're gonna look at this. I'm gonna look at this Campbell and Virginia game. Trail these games like guys I am myself right now. Just want to be able to get my eyes on some more of these teams. Just going off of kind of last year, some of the stuff we seen last year and some of the turnover. But Virginia, a lot of turnover. Tony Bennett retired. New head coach. It's just a lot of points for them. Known as a defensive team. Yes, they coming off a strong season, but a season where they weren't a great cover team. And this is why, predominantly in spots just having to cover way too many points. In this Campbell team, I know a lot of people may not be familiar with them, but they weren't terrible. While the record didn't show, they were in a lot of close games. And I definitely think they can cover 16.5 and 17. Coppin State versus High Point. High Point lay the minus 25 or 25.5. If you can get 25, lay the 25. Coppin State, one of the worst teams out there, going against a High Point team, is one of the top scoring teams last season. I think they can do even better this year. They've covered this number. They had a lot of games where they were minus 11, minus 13, so not really this high, but they – on those minus 11, minus 13, you go back and look, they won them games by 20, 30 points. So this is no uncharted territory for them to cover something like this. And Stonehill versus Notre Dame, you can take the under 141. Just not a big fan of Notre Dame and their defense and what they have to turnover. Stonehill's not a great team, but they've been scrappy on defense. Lean to the under with both of these teams, one of their first games of the season.
All right, there from Wayne. Next up, we move on over to Jack. You got something for us?
Yeah, I've got 3 games that I like the look of. First one being Villanova. Their spread right now is minus 16.5. I think they can go way over that. If I'm honest, we all know what a Villanova college basketball team is like year after year in Columbia. Don't look too great from what I've seen. They've lost a lot of games last season, and yeah, they won their first game this season, but it's not going to continue for much longer. Auburn game, I've got that game going over. I see a ton of points. I don't think the defense is as good as what it used to be, and that's just going to lead to a lot of points. And then I'm going with Lipscomb on the spread here. They're quite a few plus points against Arkansas, and Arkansas just again they didn't look great the last time I saw them, so it's enough for me. They're a heavy dog here. Lipscomb are a heavy dog here, but I'm willing to take the points for them.
There from Jack. All right, move on over to Rod.
I got 2 today. And one we're going to butt heads, so we'll get right into it. Here we go. I'm looking at the Mountain Hawks. Look at Lehigh here, plus the points versus where we go at Georgetown, right? Georgetown's first game of the season. Look what Lehigh did in that first game of the season, and man, talk about ice cold shooting. It's just not like they didn't have the shots. They just nothing was falling at all. Shooting 32%, 17 of 53 from the field goal shots. From the 3, it was like 2 of 17. They just had a bad shooting night there in that one. I think 14.5 is just too many. You look at Lehigh, they're returning a bulk load of guys that came from last season as well. So just one of those bad nights that happens in basketball where you just keep brick after brick after brick. No matter what you do, you can't switch it up, and you just keep missing shots. This is what I've seen Lehigh do in that game as well. So 14 points is what it's come down to. I'll take it with Lehigh. And then the one that I like the under in that Auburn and Vermont game. This is the Catamounts' second game, and they're returning a bulk load of players. And what do the Catamounts do well? Defensively. They love to play defense, do the Catamounts. And I know Bruce Pearl's teams, they might not be as good as they have been in recent season, but the first thing that Bruce Pearl does is preach defense. Defense, and at 143, where it hasn't moved basically all day long, I got to take the under 143 in that one. I think both teams score in the 60s, and we don't get higher than that.
All right, there from Rod. It's been a lot of overs in college hoops early on this year. So Rod's this year,
but the overs that have been hitting, as to Big Al, who would give you these numbers, I seen he tweeted out a tweet that he said teams are the favorites of more than 17.5, and the total's higher than 145.
Okay.
The over's been absolutely lights out hitting it.
Wow.
Where was the numbers? Yes, I had written it was like 41 and 12. Favorites minus 7, laying over 17.5, and the total at 145 is like 41 and 12. Nuts. Check out the Big Al's tweet. You'll see it. He loves to share those tweets every once in a while from Big Al. Definitely shout out Big Al on those stats and numbers.
No doubt about that from Big Al. And this one I'm going to be going on. What I'm looking at is UC San Diego plus the points against San Diego State. San Diego State, head coach at Dutchover was saying this is one of my first rebuilds. Yeah, it's a total rebuild here for San Diego State here. Losing a lot of scores from last season. I don't know what the NIL situation is in San Diego State. I mean, I wouldn't think it should be very good because when you lose an NBA team and an NFL team to LA, you got to wonder if there's money in that town to support the athletic programs out there. So we'll see. Is San Diego State, of course, the NIL is going to hurt some of these mid-major teams. I really think that's what we're going to see. Someone wrote that on. I know one of the guys that I respect on TV said that this could be the NIL could be the death of the mid-major. Is that from college sports? We'll see. UC San Diego first year eligible now for the NCAA tournament. 20-win team from last year. They've got good returning starters coming in, some transfers as well. I think this is the year where they really turn it on. You got the little brother against the big brother here, but San Jose State is on rebuild, so I'll look at UC San Diego at plus the points. All right, let's continue here on the drive-through. We got a 3-game card from the NHL. We'll whip through it here for you guys. Let's get right to it here from the NHL tonight. Let's see, let's get my screen up here. We'll just read the games off here. Predators and Capitals starting in about a few minutes. Red Wings, Blackhawks, Golden Knights, Oilers. We'll get this one here underway here with Wayne.
Tony, I have made 2 NHL bets on the season, and I've made 2 tonight. I know it's a small card, but I actually love it. So, no, for me, if you want my plays, it'll be on the site, but I'd love to hear Rod to make sure I'm on my stuff.
All right, let's get on over to Rod.
And for me, in these games here tonight, let's look. I have one premium that I absolutely love, and the one that I got to change his hat because somebody's coming back. So I got to go with the Oilers here in this one. Sorry, I just can't go with the Vegas Knights. Who's the team that's winless on the road? The Vegas Golden Knights, still winless on the road. They play well at home. They're scoring well over 5 goals a game at home this season, are the Vegas Golden Knights. But on the road, not so fast. They're barely scoring 3 goals a game on the road this season. And the way Skinner played last game, I expect Skinner to step up. The Oilers as a team have stepped up defensively, allowing less than 3 goals a game. And most of those were without McDavid. And guess what? He's back tonight. That's why that line shot up from where it was at the opening. And I know before the announcement got in that McDavid was going to be in this, a whole lot of people jumped on Vegas figuring, hey, this is a good spot to get their first win. Not so fast here in this one. I got to take the Oilers. I'm going to take the Oilers on the money line. I'm going to take the Oilers on the puck line. I think they love to beat up on Vegas, and that's why McDavid circled this one as the comeback spot for game tonight. Give me a homer pick on the Oilers.
Oilers there from Rod. All right, guys. Now it's time for our Parlay Purple segment where the Cappers give a parlay or pick coming up from the games coming up here in upcoming games from NFL college football. They'll make the call here. Let's get this one underway here with Wayne.
Yeah, we're going with Golden State plus the points. We're going with Cleveland, New Orleans under, and we'll take Chicago plus 9.5.
There from Wayne. We move on over to Jack.
Give me the Cavs with the points, Celtics with the points, and why not? Let's just do it. LeBron James over 23 points.
There we go. From Jack on over to Rod.
We're going to take the Raptors game over. We're going to take the over in the first half in the Atlanta game. And then we're going to lay the points with the Cavs. Little 3-teamer for you. And McDavid gets a 2-point night.
2-point from Rod. All right, give you the ones I like here. I'm going to give you a 3-teamer here. NBA will be the Bulls, Mavericks under the total. PJ Washington and Lively out for Dallas. Going to go under Thunder Nuggets and take the Clippers in that spot. All right, let's see what the Cappers have for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium. Head into a big week. It's November, guys. Lots of action on hoops, football, hockey as well. Let's ask Wayne what he's got for sale over at Pick Dogs Premium for tonight.
Yeah, actually, love the nice card. One of my bigger weekday cards with 8 plays, as I mentioned. 2 on the NHL after only having 2 plays all season. Absolutely loved it tonight. I have 1 best bet in college football. I have 1 best bet in the NBA, along with 3 more plays from my long-term subscriber and 2 college basketball plays. So if you want all of those plays and not buying them individually, grab my 3-day, 7-day, or 30-day. You can pair me with one of these top handicappers that you see on the show, and let's continue to put money in your pocket. Let's get it.
Let's get India with Wayne and take a look over at Jack Wiggins, what he has over at Pick Dog Premium, off to a hot start in the NFL.
Yeah, hot start in the NFL, and my picks, obviously, I'd only got actually put onto the site a couple of weeks ago. So every week I went 3-0 and 4-1. The two Sundays that I've had on the NFL. So yeah, get yourselves prepared for Thursday night football. Sunday, I'm going to have a lot of picks there as well. NBA, you've got about 20 minutes to get on my 3-pick play tonight. And yeah, I mean, I had been sitting at number one spot in the NBA for the majority of this season. I've been battling out with Jovan and the other guys, and I had a two couple bad nights last week where I went 0-3. So we've been knocked down there, but we're still in profit. We're still up on units. So yeah, it's only one package for me today, NBA, and of course, if you want to get on those NFL plays, and if you plan to get on the NFL plays this weekend, why not take the 3-day or 7-day pass?
That's right, get on board, Jack. Remember the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. Look at Rod, see what he's got for sale over at Pick Dogs. Rod, off to a good start in NHL.
Yeah, off to a good start in the NHL. I got a couple plays at the NHL. One play in the NHL tonight. I have 2 plays at the NBA, as well as a couple college basketball plays. I had a nice big giant 7-pack of plays, but one of those went off. The other one goes off in about 10 minutes. I'll just have to reconstitute a pack here. Very quickly, won't take me long, and I'll have a nice little 5-pack up there. It'll be my Wednesday birthday 5-pack. I got 5 plays. I absolutely love 2 college, the 1 hockey, and then 2 NBA. I absolutely love. My top play on the board is my NBA drop a dime play, solo. You can scoop that up singly, or it is included in the package that I'm going to put up very shortly. So let's have a big day. It's my birthday. Feel good. Love today's card. Let's get it. Let's get some big money today. Birthday's been good to me. Can't complain. Over the seasons in this business, those days have been money. So jump aboard. Let's have a big day.
Board there with Rod on his birthday 5-pack up there with Rod. I've got up on the board a best bet here from the NBA, as well as a 3-pack with my best bet in there. So don't buy them both, just buy one of the other, or get my long-term pass. I'm sitting number 1 NFL this year. That 7-day pass has you covered for the NFL this week, as well as my college football, NBA college hoops on that 7-day pass. Instead of playing per pick, just get the 7-day pass. You save money there, and the promo code PICK at checkout will save you that 15% off. And of course, you can add the multi-capper promotion. Even greater value there. All right, that's going to do it here for this edition of the Drive Thru. We're back again tomorrow live here at 6 Eastern Time. I thank Jack for joining us for debut here on the Drive Thru. Jack, you've got some content on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel.
Yeah, me, Kirk, and Goran uploading soccer picks every single day. We're coming into an international break, so the videos are going to die down a bit, but those 2 guys are on fire with their soccer premiums this season. So yeah, it's been a lot of fun. And go and check them out if you're interested in any free picks for the soccer.
You guys like, subscribe, hit those notifications for the soccer picks and all the picks here on the Pick Dogs YouTube channel. And when we're live here on the Drive Thru, you get notified. That's going to do it. We'll wait. Goodbye, guys. You guys make it a winning night. We'll catch up with you again here tomorrow.